next, where we got to start is welding in a little bit of our floor structure. Before we can put any floor pans in, we got to weld that structure in. So that's where we're going to start today. I had those sticks wedged in there to help maintain my height so that I had clearance above my transmission so that thing wouldn't settle down as I was heating up the ends. Now I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and make a template for our first piece of floor pan that's going to go in. Next thing I did is I transferred that template onto a piece of sheet metal. Made my piece. Went ahead and used my hole punch where I could and drilled holes in the rest. Rolled some beads in it and some flanges, and now we're ready to zap it on in. With that piece of flooring in, now we fire up the torch and we're going to bend that brake pedal into position. With a better idea of where my toe board is going to set, I need to actuate it and get it in position so it'll function and clear the column and have room for the accelerator pedal, all that stuff. It's pretty easy unless you light the car on fire, like I did here. Apparently the brake booster, or the brake master cylinder boot, didn't like to have the torch blowing on it. Yeah, we had a little issue. Okay. Well, looky there. Now that's what I call a brake pedal. Clears the steering column, has room for an accelerator. Doesn't seem like the action's too hard to push down. I added a pedal and let's sit in there and give it a test. Check and see if it's going to work for us. One common failure a lot of folks make is they get the angle on their pedal to where it fits okay, but the angle of action is really tight and really hard, and when you actually go to push on it, stopping the car is quite challenging. Ours turned out pretty good though. I think I'm going to take a little break and go over and help my buddy Andy with his Model A. This is Andy's Model A. It's a 4-door with a 4-banger, but it does have a Burns intake with a downdraft carburetor and a few other little tips and tricks. But the thing is, Andy hasn't had this thing running in a couple years, so he needs a hand getting it fired up. We'll see what we can get done today.
Video. There you go. So,
Should we check the oil?
yeah, check that. There's a little something in there. Oh, we need a rag for the dip station. Let me grab some.
Let's see, we got a
Some of the 23, I drove it quite a bit.
alternator now and a downdraft carburetor.
Yep, and
Well, does it have juice in it?
might. I don't know. I got my keys there.
Tom?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me look. Well, the headlights. Let's see. Got a headlight? No.
No.
Because those guys, they might be all good. Anyway,
Let's see if we
let's
can
get some
fire up.
jumpers on it. Yeah. Let's see. I'll try to start it. And I'm going to wind down your window so I can hear.
Okay. Now I'm going to have Andy go ahead and crank this thing over. See what it sees, see what it sounds like. See if we can get some symptoms to work with before diving into it too much. I just like to kind of sit back and see what it's telling me.
Let me get the starter fluid down on one of them.
Go ahead.
What's that?
No spark.
No spark?
Nope.
That's weird. Because it did fire up last time. Okay.
I got your cap off.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I'll turn it on. I've got the electric on. Just on.
All right, try cranking it just like that. I feel like you gapped pretty far.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Those guys were screwing around with it, not you.
Whoever was monkeying with this thing before me, some buddies of Andy's, they left the points way too wide gapped. So I'm doing a little adjusting on them and getting them a little bit closer to that matchbook thickness. Tell me in the comments, how many of you have heard of that before? If you don't have a feeler gauge with you, you can gap your points with an old matchbook. At least that's what the old timers have always told me.
You want me to choke it or anything like that?
I got the choke on.
Okay, yeah, I saw it was pulled out there. What about the retard?
What about him?
You want me to retard this start? I'm already retarded permanently.
Maybe a little, yeah.
Okay. Well, usually you have to turn it all the way on like that. I just turn it to, say, halfway.
It doesn't even sound like it's popping.
What's that?
It doesn't even sound like it's popping. The gosh darn thing just doesn't seem to have any spark. I suggested maybe we swap out the coil because he's had that one on there since he bought the car. Maybe that'll help us out. Yeah, we can do that. Now, you see anything wrong with this picture? Look close. Put it in the comments quick. What's wrong with this picture? Or I should say, what error have I made here that will not allow us to progress any further? Can you see it? Quick, put it in the comments. There's no pop or anything, yeah.
Oh, where the headlights at now, by the way? Are they on bright or off or what?
They're off.
Yeah.
No?
Did you turn the electric back on?
I think so, didn't I?
It should go clockwise. Yeah, clockwise.
It was on.
It was on, okay.
Maybe I don't have the...
I'll give it one more try and see.
Are the headlights on?
Well, let's see.
Oh, there they...
Both on?
I think you got an electrical problem.
Well, that and God knows what else.
Well, you gotta have air, fuel, and spark, right?
Right. Well, I did have it running
Oh,
a year ago.
hey, guess what?
Huh?
It won't work if the coil wire's not back on it.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
There's definitely
let's do a take two. Still no sputter, no spark, nothing.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. We got electrical is not my strong suit.
Yeah. Me neither. I can do light bulb.
Yeah, I can do some basic stuff. I don't know four banger electrical that well.
With these doors, you know, the way these doors are designed on this, you know, they're straight instead of coming out there, you have to, the only way I can get in this thing decently is to scoot my butt all the way to the center of the seat before, and then I got to lift my
And then
legs
turn,
up to get
yeah.
them in.
Let's try cranking it again so I can see, watch those points.
Okay.
Let's see how they're opening and closing.
Leg. There you go. Okay. On. Any sign of anything?
Yeah.
Huh?
They open and close different depending on what position you have it in.
What do you mean, the carburetor or the...
The advance.
Oh, I see, like that?
Yeah, crank it now. Barely opening.
That's retard, I mean.
Yeah, go the other way.
Huh?
Advance it.
Okay.
Let me adjust those just a little more.
I should retard it.
Try it.
Let me try that.
You got It's getting close.
Almost, yeah.
Well, that's as far as we got on Andy's car. We got her kicking over, we got spark, but we ran out of time. So I came back to the shop and now I'm working on getting our accelerator pedal figured out. I'm using that spoon pedal I bought at the Portland swap meet. It's familiar to you guys. Can't remember what I paid. 10 bucks? 5 bucks? 15? We're going to turn it into something pretty cool here though. Make it work for us. Drilled out the little pin and got it so I can flip the pedal around because it actuates the opposite direction. And yeah, we're just going to get into it, start tinkering with it, and figure out how to make it work for us. Well, got it kind of figured out. I need to work on the toe board a little before I get it all the way figured out, but that's what I did next. I started working on the toe board, found this old one, set it into place, and then I had a little bit of a score, a little come up. That's right. I got a commercial grade old Rex sewing machine. This thing can do multiple layers of leather, upholstery. It has a walking or a dragging foot. I've wanted one of these for years, but wasn't willing to pony up the $500 to $1,000 for one. So this one ended up falling into my lap. Now, when I first got it home, it wasn't really working right. It was a little gummed up and it turned over okay. I lubricated it. The guy that used to own it before me was an old hot rodder. Built a whole bunch of cars, and he highlighted all the lubrication points in red paint. So it made it pretty easy for me. But I worked it around. Before I knew it, the thing sputtered and kicked to life. Old corroded electricals, I think. But couldn't be happier. Absolutely tickled with the come up. I'm going to do all my upholstery from here on out. Not that I wasn't already. Tell me in the comments, how many of you guys do your own upholstery, even if it's not perfect? I just can't bring myself to spend $1,000 to have one seat upholstered. Just seems crazy to me. $1,500 to have a headliner put in. It's just beyond me. I'm just not really something that I feel like is justified. I'm not trying to knock people, you know, they're worth what they're worth, but I know those guys can upholster that seat in a day. So one guy is worth $1,000 worth of labor in a day? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe some of you guys are upholstery guys. Tell me I'm full of crap in the comments. Cool. Sewing machine.
What that do?
Sews.
What those mean?
It puts thread in things. That's pretty much going to wrap up this week's video. A lot of highs, a lot of successes, a lot of progress. I'm going to keep chipping away at her and see where we land. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit that thumbs up button down below. Drop me some comments. Hit the subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.